Hey guys, Lazy here, and bear with me because a lot has happened since yesterday. um, so, ugh. Welcome back to Pokemon Yellow, by the way. Hopefully my audio's a little bit better. I've messed with some stuff, so maybe it's garbage like it always has been, or maybe it's not as bad, but, anyway, like I can. There's, so gosh, I don't even know where to start. I ordered a PS5 yesterday. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so that's awesome. I'll talk about that more later, maybe. My controller stopped working for my PC for some reason. I use my Switch Pro controller, wired, and the wire is just dead. It won't even charge the controller, so I know it's the cord, but at the same time, so like originally I was gonna do some more NSO today, but now my Elgato's having the same exact problem that the Switch controller cord had. It keeps giving me this pop-up error saying that Windows does not recognize the USB, and that I just need to try again. It doesn't give me any other troubleshoot options. It's just basically try again, man, and if it doesn't work, then I guess you're just out of luck. So I don't know. I don't know. So we're doing more Pokemon. But yeah, so now I'm having to use my Switch's power cord to to charge the controller and my Bluetooth earbuds, which I don't have a regular charger for them because it didn't freaking come with one. I don't know. But other than that, I'm doing fine. So if you hear some click-clacking, that's just because I'm on the old keyboard for now. I had to I'm having to learn how to play Persona 5 Royal on keyboard, Yakuza Kiwami 2 on keyboard, because I was playing both of those with controllers, and now I'm not, so it's been interesting. But anyway, we are back here on Route 3? Yeah, on Route 3. We're gonna catch our next party member. I'm pretty sure they can be found here. I might be wrong. I was right! This is Sandshrew! I really like this Pokemon. I don't know what it is about it, but I've just always kind of really liked this guy. He's, Sandslash is really cool, and I've never really used a Sandshrew in a run before, so, Game Freak evidently liked Sandshrew enough to give it in a lowland form, so, you know, that's kind of cool. It's an ice type, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I never actually used one in any playthrough of any kind, so... But I've always really liked this Pokemon. I've always thought it was just, there was something cool about it, so... Figured we would, catch one, and use it for this playthrough. Now, Sandshrew is a straight-up ground type, I believe. Its body is dry. When it gets cold at night, its hide is said to become coated with a fine dew. I feel like Sandshrew doesn't get enough love in general. Never hear anybody talking about the poor guy. So we're gonna change that. And we're also gonna go ahead and start getting this dude some levels, because I don't know what level he evolves at, and we're gonna let that stay a mystery so that it can be a surprise. But we're gonna go ahead and fight this lass here, which she says, "Did you touch me?" But it makes no sense because we're clearly standing away. I don't know. But here we have the infamous Jigglypuff, and a lot of you who watch the anime probably, if you for some reason, you know, it's not gonna make any sense what I'm about to say. If you've ever, if you're a fan of the anime, but you haven't played the games for some reason, which I imagine somebody out there fits that criteria, you probably know Jigglypuff. It's a recurring Pokemon in the anime. It seems, and it's right on cue. And it like draws on people's faces when they're asleep because it gets mad that people fall asleep. So I imagine this thing really, really hates Snorlax. And the slack off line. So using a couple of moves that we're not familiar with. So Sleep in Generation 1 is stupidly broken. It works the same as it does in every other following gen, but the big difference between Gen 1 and the rest of the gens is you cannot attack on the turn you wake up. Same goes for the opponent. So it's really busted sometimes if you get bad luck. Yeah, Gen 1 sleep mechanics, man, they are not friendly. Yep. So that guy mentions that we're about to come up on Cerulean City, but before we get there, you've got a pit stop. And then we've got a obstacle standing in our way, but that'll be alright. It's a shame you can't get Sandshrew before Brock, because, well, I guess, I don't know if the Sandshrew, there's really not that many ground-type moves in Gen 1, are there? Nothing that's coming to mind, anyway, besides Dig, Earthquake, Fissure. That's about it, as far as I can remember. Anyway, we're gonna talk to this lovely bald man here. Hello there, have I got a deal just for you? I'll let you have a swell magic cart for just 500 Poké-Dollars. What do you say? So, I always buy this magic cart from this guy. Sometimes I level it up to become a Gyarados. And, sometimes I just like to buy this thing so that it is free from this horrible person's clutches. I'm also going to name it James, because we're not going to use it for this playthrough. But instead, I'm just going to go ahead and store it nicely here. No, you know what? Let's take James with us. Never mind. In the anime, during the SSN arc of the first season, they do a big reference to this, and James from Team Rocket gets scammed by the fisherman. And then, I don't want to spoil anything, but the magic card comes into play later in the episode, and it's actually pretty funny. So this is our first cave in the game. Caves are annoying. I really wish I had some repels. Because the way that caves work, water gun, actually, can Magikarp learn that? No, I didn't think so. Basically, everything is tall grass. It kind of works like old school, like Final Fantasy, in that everything, is an encounter tile, so, a little annoying, but it's not too bad, because mostly all you're going to be running into are Zubats and Geodudes and the occasional Paris, and because we're in Mount Moon, there's actually a really rare encounter that you can get here, with a Clefairy, which, again, if you've watched the anime, you'll know that Clefairies in Pokemon lore live on Mount Moon, because it's thought that they came from outer space. So that's just kind of cool. I've never really been a big fan of Clefairy, but interestingly enough, Clefairy, for, just a random, did you know, Clefairy actually was originally intended to be the mascot of the series instead of Pikachu. Uh, but I think it was something like they ended up thinking that it was too girly. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that they thought that it wouldn't appeal to, you know, boys. So they ended up going with Pikachu because it was a little more. It would appeal to both, you know, audiences, I guess, target audiences or whatever. But you can actually see. There's an old manga. I don't remember the exact name of it. It might just be called Pocket Monsters. I'm not sure. But there's an old manga. I think that, yeah, it probably predates Adventures as well. I think, yeah, it would definitely predate Adventures because I think Adventures came out right around the time that Gold and Silver were coming out. But in that manga, the main character, which I guess his name's Red, I actually don't know. I've read a little bit of it, but it's been a long time. Anyway, the main character has a Clefairy that can talk, kind of like Meowth does in the anime. And it's in classic, manga fashion. It's actually a little pretty inappropriate at times for kids, anyway, in my opinion. But I won't go into detail about it. I thought about it for a second. I'm trying to remember some certain parts of it, and so I know I'm beating this Kakuna to death. I'm really wanting to get Sandshrew some levels. Even if it's taken a while, because if I swap out, then he's going to have to split the experience with whoever I bring in, and I don't really have anybody that would be good against Kakuna anyway, so I guess maybe Pikachu would be good because of Thunderbolt, or Thunder Shock, rather. Definitely don't have Thunder or Thunderbolt yet. I usually don't explore Mount Moon all that much. I usually just beeline straight for the end. But I thought, for the sake of the Let's Play, we will look around. And there is a trainer with a Clefairy. I am going to switch here because I don't think Sandshrews probably going to be able to make it through this fight. Plus we have Double Kick, which is super effective, even though we got Defense Drop. Ah, that's right, Clefairy also knows Sing. Poor Nidoran is just getting... he's taking a snooze today, isn't he? But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Today is January 3rd, 2024. Trying to think if there's anything interesting to talk about. There never is when it comes to me, but I had a half day at work. Which, you know, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let Nidoran faint here, in hopes that, yeah, because if I switch out, then I don't have to worry about taking some damage. What was I saying? Yeah, I had a half day at work. Not too bad. You know, I take half days when I can get them. Alright, we got the paralysis. Right on. We're gonna have to leave and go back to the Pokemon Center, by the way. Just, oh, dude. Enough with the sings, man. Luckily, as far as I know, actually, this might be good if Pikachu gets knocked out, because then we can break Sandshrew out, and if it's fast enough, which it should be because of the paralysis. You know what? Because we're going out anyway. Let's go ahead and we're going back to heal anyway. So let's just let Pikachu get knocked out here. Yeah, I know, Pikachu. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Your life is so difficult. This should KO. Yeah. That's how you do it. I want to say Sandshrew evolves in the 20s, but I might be wrong about that. I want to say it's like 25, 26, but maybe it's also like 36 or something crazy like that. I don't know for sure. But yeah, had a pretty decent day. I'm just excited for my PS5, man. I do have a PS4, but I never play it because I don't know, I just don't. But I'm excited because, so I've mentioned before that I'm doing like a Final Fantasy marathon, where I'm playing through all the games. And I was worried, well not worried, but I was wondering about what I was gonna do whenever I got to stuff like 7 Remake, Crisis Core Remake, Stranger in Paradise, 16. I have 15 on my computer, or on my my PS4. My PC cannot run Final Fantasy 15. I've tried. I mean, it can, but it's really struggling to do it. Like it really struggles to run it. It's like nigh unplayable. But anyway, now that I'm gonna get this PS5, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. I'll have a way to play all of that. Amongst other stuff like Elden Ring, Ghost of Tsushima I've always wanted to play. I can try out the rest of the Souls games, besides Dark Souls 1, that's the only one I've ever beaten. But I would like to get around to trying out, like, and I know I can do this on my PS4, but like I said, I haven't even turned it on in years. Maybe at least 2 years, because the last time I played anything on it, was when I played through Final Fantasy 15 a few years ago. I bought it specifically for that. I bought Final Fantasy 15 just to play. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Of course you bought the game to play through, idiot. Just ignore me. I like my PS4, don't get me wrong. I think the PS4 is a great system. I think it's got one of the best controllers. The DualShock 4 is a great controller in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of games on it that I want to play. I do have the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 collections on PS4. And I have Monster Hunter World, which I really love Monster Hunter World. That's about it. When it comes to anything else, I don't. So, you know, why am I getting a PS5 then? Well, like I said, for one thing, for Final Fantasy, and for just a couple other games I would like to, you know, play, and maybe one of these days I can get a hold of a PSVR. I've only ever played one VR game in my life, and that was at an arcade. It was like some kind of zombie shooter thing. It was really fun. I would love to check out more VR games, but you know, I'm sure I probably already look. I know I look stupid enough with these with this headset on. There's just something about my head. I don't know what it is, but I just look really stupid with a headset on. I look stupid anyway, but I look really stupid with a headset on. So I could just imagine me wearing a big old, you know, VR headset, and I'd probably look even more like a dork than I do. Okay, here is our first run-in. with a Team Rocket grunt. Get used to seeing these guys, because we're going to have to deal with them quite a bit here and there throughout the game. Oh, interesting, he has a sand shrew. Okay, well, honor battle, shall we? So, like, sometimes I do honor battles, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Honor battle basically being, you know, you take two of the same Pokemon and fight each other. I'm probably gonna have to switch out here because he got that sand attack on me. And I could get him with one, but, you know. I'm hoping for a crit, if I can even hit. Well, you know, I'm surprised that hit. I'm gonna keep trying here. He's really laying it on thick. And somehow, did I get him? Wow, there I got my crit. Let's go. Not worth doing in the slightest, but we proved that we have the superior Sandshrew, and it's not the Sandshrew's fault. It's not his Sandshrew's fault that he lost. It's a trainer's fault for being terrible. You know, that's rich coming from me, but go ahead and use double kick to get rid of Rattata here. But yeah, so I guess until I can figure out what's going on with my Elgato, we're just gonna be doing Pokemon for a while, I suppose. And maybe it's better that way, I don't know. By the way, just, since we switched Sandshrew back in, all of those sand attacks that it got hit with earlier have been reset, so that's how stuff like that works. Now, if he had been poisoned, or put to sleep and I switched him out, he would still be poisoned or whatever status effect he had. But when it comes to confusion and moves that affect your stats, those get reset if you switch your Pokemon in and out, so no worries there. I'm treating this like a walkthrough, and I really shouldn't be. But I just like talking about games, you know? Alright. Yeah, and it's weird, okay? So, I never really thought about this until just now, but I wonder why they decided, kind of weird that they allow you to attack on the same turn that you snap out of confusion, but not when it comes to sleep. Oh, it's kind of weird, right? So here we've got an HP up. This raises the, max HP for your Pokemon. We'll just go and give it the Sandshrew since he has the lowest max HP. And we'll just continue on our merry way. Mount Moon is not like a super... Oh, well, okay, I'll get back to it in a second, but Mount Moon is not like a super long cave. I guess you could sort of call it a dungeon. But it is a little tedious to get through at this point in the game. Especially with no repels. Because we're just going to be running the Pokemon left and right. And even, like, some of the trainers are pretty tough for this point in the game. Especially, like, here in a second, I think we're going to fight another Jigglypuff trainer, if I'm not mistaken. I think she has a Jigglypuff. And it's actually... I might be thinking of a later trainer in another cave. So, like, later we'll be going into a place called Dark Tunnel, I think it is. Or is it Dark Cave? I think it's... Yeah, it's Dark... Anyway, we're going to be going into another cave eventually. And, at the end of that cave, you definitely fight a trainer that has a Jigglypuff. And the only reason I remember that is because it's right at the very end, and it's really freaking annoying if you lose to her, because you have to go through the whole cave again, and you have to fight her. There's no way to avoid her, as far as I know. Blech. But yeah, so anyway, like I was saying earlier, I guess no more NSO stuff for a while until I can get this figured out. I'm kind of bummed because I would like to do, and I could still do NSO stuff through, you know, the same means that I'm using to play Pokemon Yellow here. But having to, it kind of defeats the purpose if I don't play it directly on NSO, right? So, you know, it's just kind of lame, I guess. By the way, the reason I'm not using Magikarp, aside from it just being a meme for the playthrough, Magikarp doesn't learn any moves until it evolves. Now, I think in current gens it can learn, like, Tackle and stuff. But in Gen 1, as far as I know, the only move it can actually learn is Splash. And Splash does no damage, it doesn't do anything, it does nothing. It's a joke move. It's a gimmick move for a gimmick Pokemon. Because the whole thing with Magikarp is that it's like the weakest Pokemon in existence, but it evolves into Gyarados at level 20, which is a pretty, you know, can be a pretty good Pokemon depending on. I don't really think it's that good in Gen 1 personally, but it you know, that's just me. It's like a pseudo dragon type. It's water flying, but it's sort of like a dragon type because it can learn Dragon Rage. Which I think might be the only dragon move in the game. Did Twister, is it called Twister or Dragon Twister? There's a move, I don't know if that existed yet, but I don't think it did. So we're gonna pretty much, I don't know if this Magnemite knows any electric type moves, but we're pretty much gonna force it to only use Tackle because electric moves would be useless against Sandshrew anyway, so. And I thought about going with Diglett instead of Sandshrew. Because I like Diglett too, I like Dugtrio, and Dugtrio is really fast, but like I said, I've never used a Sandshrew in a playthrough before. And I really like Sandshrew, I think it's a cool Pokemon, and Sandslash, of course, is really cool. So I just wanted to use Sandshrew for this one. So originally what I was gonna do with my team, I kind of got confused yesterday. So I had sort of planned a team out a little bit, and then it was a team that I never used before in this game, or any game for that matter. Usually when I play this game, I have this particular team that I go with just because I know how it, you know, kind of how it works. So yesterday, I kind of got confused on which team I had committed to. So that's why me talking about my, you know, my planned out team kind of got thrown to the wayside yesterday. Because originally Sandshrew, I usually don't use Sandshrew, right? But then when I was sort of thinking about what kind of team I wanted to do for this Let's Play, before I actually started it, I thought, well, yeah, let's do Sandshrew. I actually forgot that Sandshrew was available in Yellow. I thought it was only in Blue. I thought it was a Blue exclusive, but apparently you can get one, so. Sleepy. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning, and right now it is 4:22, so I've almost been up 12 hours. Normally I would have taken a nap or something by now, but I'm trying to stop doing that, so that when it actually is bedtime, I can just lay down and go to bed and go to sleep, instead of sitting up and doom scrolling on Twitter or something for like 2 hours instead of going to sleep like I need to be doing. Alright. Yeah, you lost, you little idiot. Let's pick this escape rope up. And I think that's all the items for this side of the cave. So this is the trainer I was thinking about earlier. No, doesn't she have an oddish? This is the trainer earlier that I thought had a Jigglypuff. Yeah, it's an oddish. I don't really have anything good for oddish right now. Nidoran is technically good against oddish, but I don't... Do I even know Poison Sting? I don't even know if I know Poison Sting. Surely I do. I don't. Okay, well, Horn Attack would be just as well. The Oddish is a grass type, but it always kind of confused me because a lot of grass Pokemon can learn water type moves. So it always really confused me, especially when Lotad became a thing, and I was like, you know, when I was a kid, I was like, is it a grass type or is it a water type? Because it's a lily pad. Lily pads are on water, but lily pads are also a plant. You use them in Plants vs. Zombies. Dude, that's something I should... Oh, that's something I should let's play, dude. PVZ. I might do that. Since we can't do any NSO stuff, I just go ahead and start an LP of Plants vs. That could be fun. It could be fun. I might do that. I might do that. I'll have to think about it, but I love Plants vs. Zombies. The first one, the only really good one in my opinion. I've played a little bit of PVZ2, which is a mobile game, in case you didn't know. It's okay. I like the simplicity of the first one, though, and I do own it on Steam, so... we might do that, man. We might do that. That could be really fun. Especially because, like, nobody ever Let's Plays PVZ2, or PVZ, not that I've seen. The only person that I know of, not that I've sought them out or anything, but the only person I know of that's done a PVZ Let's Play is Nintendo Capri Sun. So, that could be fun. I might do that. You know, this is the part where most YouTubers say, let me know in the comments below if you want to see me do that. Don't let me know in the comments, because I'll do it if I feel like it. I'll just be a little sassy Sue about it. So. Here's another Team Rocket member. We're actually almost out of the cave already. There's not much more to go. This is actually an optional route that I've taken to come in here and get a couple items. One item in particular that will benefit us momentarily. No, I've had like a cough all day. I don't know why. Gosh, drink of my Mountain Dew. My Mountain Dew in French. Oh, not rap, dude. Okay, so rap sucks. We may as well switch out. Because what rap does is it prevents you from attacking. And you take damage in between, or every turn you take a little bit of damage. I'll demonstrate it here, I guess. No, I won't. Because I hate it. Rap is just really annoying. Dude, stop with the thing that you do. Sandshrew? You can come back out? Finish this off, maybe? Don't you die! Thank you. Okay, I thought it was gonna use Rap again. Please finish it off. No! No! You crud! Go, Nidoran! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Get some help. My wise man? No, I don't think I have one of those. As a wise man once said. So you are good. I am. Thank you for noticing. So here is TM01. I actually don't know what that is, but I don't think it's anything particularly useful for us. Mega Punch! I want to give that to Pikachu! What does it know? I know Thunder, Thunder Wave, Quick Attack. Does it still know, like, Tail Whip or something? It does. Okay, we might as well just give it that, just to have it, I guess. But the item I really wanted to get down here, well, first, let me heal up poor old Sandshrew here. The item I really wanted to get is if you interact with this rock, you get an Ether! That's not what I thought it was! I thought it was something else, never mind. Ethers are somewhat useful though, but I was expecting something else, which I won't spoil, because I know at some point I'm going to find one down here. And if you know the game, you probably already know what I'm talking about. It's something we don't need right now. It's something we're never going to need in this playthrough, but it is something I would like to have. Alright, so we got an early confusion break there, that's nice. Okay. Like I said, we're almost out of the cave. We really don't have that much longer to go. I think there's one more ladder we gotta take over here, and then it's pretty much a straight shot right to the end. But unfortunately, we're gonna have a few roadblocks in our way, so... one of which I think is optional, but... I'm gonna do it. Because I can, because I have free will. And I will exercise that free will. Just like I exercised my arms at the gym this morning. Level 15 for Sandshrew. That's enough levels on him for now. Let's give Pikachu some... I like to try and keep my all my Pokemon around the same level if I can. I do that in just JRPGs in general. Rattata. Huck. Well, no, wait, what is it? Kakuna Rattata. Yeah, also, apparently, like, it's kind of weird, but Mega Punch is a normal type move. It's actually not a fighting type move, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. It also apparently has a kind of a crappy accuracy. Crappy accuracy. I should have quick attacked myself, I suppose. Whoa! There's 2 tail whips, man. I always wondered as a kid, anytime like I had a move like Tail Whip or something, I always wondered like, why would you want to use moves that don't do any damage? Dang it. It never made sense to me as a kid, but you know, as an adult, I get it. I still prefer moves that do damage, but you know, to each their own. I think what I'm actually gonna do, because I don't want Pikachu to miss out on any experience, I think I'm gonna, and plus Sandshrew's out of PP, I think, for his scratch. I'm actually gonna escape rope out, and just get back here really quick. So, using an escape rope, if you're in a cave, will warp you all the way back to the first, or to the last Pokemon Center that you used. In our case, that would be the one right outside Mountain Moon, so. Just saves you a little bit of time. A little bit of time, a little bit of hassle. You don't have to worry about blacking out. And we'll just head right on back in. No worries. Now, I could speed up the game or speed up the footage, but Where's the fun in that, right? Where's the fun in that? There's a lot of fun in it, but I'm too lazy to have fun, so... Like I said yesterday, I am nothing if not on brand at all times. Plus, if I sped up the game, you guys would be subject to the most terrible noise ever, which is this game on 4x speed. Like, it's bad. It will really ring your ears out. And you know, you might say, well, but Justin, you can just edit some music over it. No, not really. Not when you think about it. Because, I mean, do I look like the kind of person that would do that? You don't know, you've never seen me, most of you. Double team, yeah, I'll take it, we'll go and get Mega Punch. Kind of wasted that at the end, but, double team will be pretty useful for Pikachu. It, raises your evasive, yeah. Right? Or does it just, wait, well, let's find out what it does, because I forget what it raises. Is it evasion? Yeah. I couldn't remember if evade was a stat in this game. Basically, you can cheese a lot of fights by using stuff like double team and sand attack in this game. Just because it will cause your opponent to miss a ton. We'll go ahead and bring out Nidoran for this Geodude. We're already almost right back to where we were. So, would it have really been worth cutting? You would have missed out on all that wonderful commentary. You wouldn't want that, would you? Maybe you would. I thought for a second that wasn't going to knock out. Alright, level 16, so I think... Yeah! Alright. Nidoran is evolving! And Nidoran is evolving into Nidorino. If you have a female Nidoran, it will evolve into Nidorina. Now, they do have one more stage of evolution, but I'll cover that momentarily. Also, Nidorino gains... No, it doesn't. Never mind. I thought it gained another type, but I guess it doesn't. I guess that's its last stage. So, like, Pokemon can have 2 types. I was always confused because growing up for the longest time, and I don't know why I thought this, it's sort of like a Mandela. Sort of like a Mandela effect thing. Sorry, I was yawning. I thought that dual types were not introduced until Gen 2. I don't know why I thought that. But I did. Just more kid me being an idiot. Oh, I did not know you could find Sandshrew in this cave. Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually pretty interesting. I'll try to fight this thing with Pikachu. I don't know how well it will go. You know what? Even though I'm kind of cheating because I've already got a hit him with Pikachu. Alright, this makes us even. Honor battle! Oh, dude, don't start that crap. Dude! Dude! Come on, man! You were able to beat that trained Sandshrew, quote-unquote train. You're not gonna lose to a barbarian. Alright. Moving along. Let's go and fight this guy. this guy is optional, but, you know, I've already said my piece about that. So this is the hiker class. Typically they have rock-type Pokemon. So if you got your Nidorino still with you, put them to work. Was hoping we could get through this cave in one video, but I actually don't know if that's gonna work out like I had hoped. I also thought about doing something. I don't know if I would actually want to. So I've never played either of the Stadium games, Pokemon Stadium. I don't know how annoying it would be to, or if you even can. Surely, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Like, I wonder, I thought about maybe if there is a way to do it, maybe after we finish Yellow, we could take my team into Stadium? Here's what I thought we was going to find in that one place. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and do this, just because. Remember how I said Nidoran was not going to be a permanent member of the team? He's still not. But certain Pokemon can only evolve through using a stone. There are several different stones in the game, and one of them is the Moonstone. Other Pokemon that can evolve through the Moonstone, actually there's only 4 in the game as far as I can think of right now. Clefairy, Jigglypuff, and both of the Nidoran second stages, so Nidorino and Nidorina. If you use the Moonstone, they will evolve. And we get Nidoking. So if you had a female Nidoran, it would evolve into Nidorina, and then into Nidoqueen if you use a Moonstone on it. So probably, I don't know if you really want to evolve your Nido this early. But like I said, Nidoran was never going to be a permanent member of the team. He's kind of just here to get us through the first stretch of the game. Whenever we end up with 5 party members, and whenever we end up with 6 party members, he'll still be with us, but still be a temp, and whenever we find our actual 6th team member, he will be getting replaced. So, here's a Paris. I always thought these little dudes were creepy. They look like giant crabs or like giant ticks. I think they're supposed to be a tick. I'd be wrong, but I didn't do the whole. Oh yeah, because it's part grass type. That's right. Grass resists electric for some reason. I don't really know how that works, but this is Pokemon. We don't take we don't pay any heed to whatever. I was gonna say basic science, but like I'm any authority on that. So I think we'll be able to at least make it to the next trainer before we end off today's video. But we'll see. Now, all of these encounters might not seem super. There's a Clefairy, which is interesting. All of these random encounters might not seem terrible right now, but later on in the game, especially when we get to other areas, you're gonna get really sick of seeing Zubat, man. Zubat and Tentacool are two Pokemon you will be sick of seeing by the end of this game. I think, isn't there? Nope. There might be a hidden item there, but I'm not gonna look for it. At some point, one game that I should do a Let's Play of, it'll be a really long time from now, I'm assuming, you know, I'm still even doing this by then. I haven't quit again. This Pokemon Crystal Clear, it's a ROM hack of Crystal version, and I played through it a few years ago, and it's really good, it's really fun. I don't play a whole lot of ROM hacks, but for some reason that one, I gave it a shot, and I really enjoyed it. So once and I don't know how many gens I'm going to end up doing. I would at least like to do up through Gen 4, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. We'll see. It just kind of all depends. Because I do like Black and White. I don't know if I want to LP them. And, you know, maybe I will. We'll see. I really didn't care for Black 2, White 2 that much, to be honest, which I think is the exact opposite of what everybody else seems to think. There's just something about Black and White, the originals, that I really, really like. But, you know, that might change, I don't know. I have access to every mainline game except for the Let's Go games, which we would do Let's Go Eevee if I was able to, you know, to do one. But that's no big deal. We can figure something out for that if we make it that far. Yeah, aside from, like, maybe doing PvZ, since my Elgato's apparently broke. But it's weird, right? So, I think it could be on my computer's end, too, because, the Elgato was still powered on. Windows just kept saying that it didn't recognize the USB, which makes me raise an eyebrow. We might actually get out of this cave in this episode, which surprises me, to be honest. I wish I had some more healing items, but we'll just have to make do with what we got for now. So, let me put... Oh, by the way, Nidoking is a part ground type. It's poison ground. I thought Nidorino, I thought it got it in that stage, but apparently not. Alright, so this is a Super Nerd. We've actually already fought one of these guys, but he's going to have a couple of new Pokemon that we haven't seen, such as Grimer, which is a pure poison type. And hopefully will not cause us too much trouble because we have one more fight after this, and we'll be able to leave the cave. Okay, I was afraid. So, like, Disable, I don't think I mentioned it, but I didn't really touch on what it does. Disable picks a move randomly from your move list and makes it to where you can't use it for... I don't know if it's a set amount of turns or if it's kind of like Sleep where it can vary. But just know that it's annoying. I think in later gens you can choose which move to disable. But in Gen 1, it's random, I think. It's either random or it's the last move. No, wait, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the last move that you use in later gens. Maybe, I might be wrong there. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But no, in this gen it is completely random. I do know that. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Smog, that's fine. Am I gonna get the? Am I gonna get the win? Ah, yes. Let's go. Assuming I don't get a 1 in 52 miss. So there's something called the Gen 1 miss that basically there's a glitch in the game to where moves that it's 256, not 252. To where moves that are supposed to have a guaranteed hit, like Quick Attack, for example, I think has 100% accuracy. There's a glitch in the Gen 1 games where you have a 1 in 256 chance to still miss. So here's the fossils. A pretty important moment in the game. You can choose one of these fossils, and later you'll be able to revive them into a Pokemon. The catch is that whichever one you don't choose, this guy will take it. So the only way for you to get the other Pokemon is to trade it from another game. Now, me personally, I'm a man of good taste. Said no one ever. And I always choose the Dome Fossil because I think Kabuto and Kabutops is a million times cooler than Omastar and Omanite. That's just me. I know, you know, Lord Helix and all that crap. But we don't care about that. So I'm actually gonna run away from this Geodude, because right down below us is the exit to the cave. But so in the original Red and Blue, there was actually a Team Rocket member that you were forced to fight right before the fight with the Super Nerd there for the fossils. But in Yellow, they took that guy out. And instead, because Yellow is so based off of the anime, they actually included Jesse and James, and they have their team from the anime. They will have a Coughing, a Arbok, or not yet, a Coughing, an Ekans, and a Meowth. The Meowth in this game does not talk. Also, they're only called Rocket, which is kind of lame, but it's clearly Jesse and James. So it's just kind of cool, just a little difference between the original Red and Blue and then the Yellow version that I always like to point out. It's just nice. Like Marge said, I just think they're neat. There's a couple of other little differences. Jesse and James will be showing up again. They basically replace 2 or 3 of the other fights in the game. So, like, it's nothing crazy, but it's just a nice little nod to the anime, and I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep using the Sandshrew here until he faints, which will probably be right now. Yep. And we'll bring out Nidoking for the Meowth. Now, Nidoking is a good Pokemon. It's a great Pokemon. I just don't want to use it as a permanent member. Like I said, I just kind of want to use it as a crutch for the early game to help us get through some of the tougher fights. Kind of like a Jagan from Fire Emblem. I forgot that fighting resists poison, or poison resists fighting rather. So let's switch over our attack here. That should do a lot more damage. Oh yeah. So unfortunately, you know, Sandshrew didn't get as much experience here at the end as I wanted him to, but that's fine. A Brat beat us? Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light. See, you're supposed to say that before. That's why it doesn't work, guys. You're supposed to say your catchphrase beforehand. But now we have made it out of this stupid cave. And that's where we're going to end this episode off. Pikachu, how you feeling? Alright. So, that's going to do it for this episode. I guess I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of this, and then we'll, for Friday's episode, for Friday's video, rather, maybe we'll do some PvZ. I don't know. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. In the next episode, we go to Cerulean, and we will have a rival fight, as well as a gym fight. But I might hold off on the gym fight, we'll see. At any rate, thanks for watching, guys. If you watch this, I appreciate it. And, yeah, take care.